Okay, so I'm gonna start off. Guess I just jump right in. But my girlfriend just broke up with me. That bitch just broke up with me. Remember yesterday, or whatever day that was, Saturday, when I said that my car is my girlfriend and I ain't getting rid of her. We've been together since 2010. Well, she decided to conk out on me that same day. That morning, I took the gratitude walk, and then I was going to take my son somewhere, like later in the afternoon, not quite evening. And she didn't want to start. So, I don't know. It might be a wrap for us. We done broke up a few times before, so we'll see. But, the thing about that is that, I know, I'm sorry, hold on one second. I know that things will be okay, right? It's like, normally people would say that God is testing my faith, and that could be it. God testing my faith. I, well, not really for me, faith, But, the way that I would look at it is the universe is giving me signs. Okay, the universe is giving me signs, and some of the signs could be, it could be a simple sign, simple as get a new car, because I refuse to let my car go. So it could just be simply saying, hey, get a new car, it's time. Or, it could be saying something like, hey, your car is out of commission. How about you just take some time off from your 9 to 5 that's really a 9 to 7, but not really in the traditional sense. How about you just take a break from that and go hard on what you really, want to do, your life purpose. And, and instead of me being all sad and worried and fearful, I've learned how through meditation and, different practices that I do, activities that I do, practicing like the law of attraction and taking inspired action and all that. I'll get into that in a few. But I learned that, none of that energy is worth vibrating, especially when I have my crystals around amplifying whatever energies that I'm getting giving off. So my energies, I'm more optimistic. I feel more like motivated to do something different. Those are the feelings that I have. And so I know I read one time before, like in the Wall Street Journal, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal, that about 75 to 80 something percent, it was a large percentage of Americans. It was just like the majority of people that live in America is like one bad break from financial ruin. And so, I just, full transparency, I am that person that is one bad break from financial ruin. And if I'm thinking correctly, car being broke down is a bad break. And look, I just spent like the other week. Well, I didn't quite spend it yet. I came into like another. The universe just works in my favor. So I ran into a situation where it was an $800 job, but I ended up going to the gas station because I'm like, look, I'm gonna just get some coolant. I'm gonna just get some sealant. And because I already knew what was wrong with my car, I knew it was a cracked lower cracked intake valve, um, or intake gasket, or whatever you want to call it. So I already knew what the issue was, and I had patched it up before, like over a year ago, and I've been sort of dodging it, you know, dodging it. And so finally, it just, it was not starting on the first try and all that. And then I checked the coolant and noticed, oh my gosh, there's no coolant in there. No wonder why it's acting up. And so, after work, I went to this gas station that had like a little shop with it as well. But I wasn't thinking about the shop. Like I said, I was going to go get me some 50/50, and I was going to get me some sealant, and I was going to patch that bad boy up again. And it was this older guy that was, it was it's his shell station. So he's the owner. I ended up, because he kept talking to me, and realized he was the owner. And he kept saying, no, don't get that. You're going to waste your money. Don't get it. You're going to waste your money. And then I ended up telling him what was wrong. And I told him Pep Boys had quoted me at like $800, because they did quote me at like $800. That's why I patched it up the first time, because as you'll learn, I've had several obstacles I've had to overcome in like the last 2 years. I mean, everybody's entire life is filled with obstacles, but like since 2016, it's like the universe is pushing me out of my little square, and making me go into like the infinite. Right? It's making me expand. It's been a like almost a forced expansion, and I'm grateful for it. But getting back to the point, he ended up, cutting me like a really good deal. So let's put it that way. He cut me a really good deal without getting all too deep into the story. So he cut me a really good deal. Ended up doing an $800 job for, let's just say, a really good deal, like almost close to nothing. I mean, I'm going to pay him, but I got a good deal. So with that being said, moving on, I just invested into this car. I just had someone else invest their energy into the car. Because that's a long job. That's like a 5-6 hour job worth of labor. It's a long job. Nobody really wants to do it. So, moving past that, I felt great about it, and I'm like, yes. And then, like I said, I go out there. I believe it was Saturday when I did the video, the gratitude walk, and talking about how I'm never getting rid of her, and she just insists on leaving me. She insists, and I don't know that I'm gonna let her. So moving past that, we're all just one bad breakaway. That's the moral of the story. Not today, not today. Give me a second. So let me do something right quick for that. So, most people at this point, I think most people, I might be wrong, and maybe I'm generalizing, would be, full of different emotions like worry. How am I going to get back and forth to work? I need to go make groceries. I have a son I need to take back and forth. What's going to happen with that, because like I said, I'm one bad break away from financial ruin. I'm just being 100% transparent right here. I mean, and I think a lot of people can agree. You know, you're supposed to have an emergency fund. I know that. I have money stashed away in different kinds of places, but it's not readily accessible. It's more investment type things and all that kind of stuff. But enough about that. Most people would be feeling a lot of worry, stress, which stress kills. I've seen it take people down. Stress, anger take people down. Those types of, it causes disease. It really does. Like, I saw it firsthand cause disease. Like, I knew it was gonna, like, it was like, whoa, you need to relax. Stop being so angry or so just evil. Sometimes people are just evil and it's not doing anything but ruining your inside. So no matter, that's another thing, no matter how well you eat, no matter how good you are physically, you working out or doing your yoga, whatever it is, I can't imagine you really doing yoga and being such an angry person at the same time. That sort of helps with that. But the moral of the story is, if you're just an angry person or full of fear, worry, and all that kind of good stuff, stress primarily is the key term. It'll take you down. It'll kill you. It really will. So, those are the normal feelings. But I've learned how to deal with those feelings because those are human emotions. And I've learned how to like address it as soon as it comes into play. So as soon as I get like an emotion that is of worry, it's like, oh no, the universe always works itself out. I'm going with the flow of it. I'm not going against it. If I were going against it, then I would probably have some problems. But I'm going with the flow of the universe, like a fish swimming downstream with the flow of the water versus a fish swimming upstream. They struggle a little bit more. You're gonna struggle when you don't go with the flow of the universe. And also, meditation brings like a quiet so that you can like catch the signs, which way you should go, what's your next best move. So like, I believe in the law of attraction for sure, and basically with that you visualize, it's different practices that you can do and incorporate it into your meditation or whatever. But a simple one that you should do daily, I believe, is visualize the situation that you want to have, like in great detail. And you know through the visualization, you will end up seeing signs that'll point you into that direction of what it is that you want. And sometimes the signs may not come seeming wrapped up as a positive, right? But you have to realize what it's about, and then you take inspired action. So inspired action is, once you pick up on the sign of an opportunity, let's say, once you realize, oh, it's an opportunity, or a thought of opportunity, or creative thought comes to mind, and it just like take inspired action, like immediately do something towards that. Start writing down what it is. At the very least, write down what it is that you want to do. You may not have a plan because you may not know where to start with your plan, right? But if you write it down and make it like I'm not too big on long term. I'm not a big go person, but I do visualize. So I guess that at the same time can be goals. But when you write something down, you'll be surprised. Even if you don't take inspired action, you close the book up or you leave it, you write it down, you leave it, and you come back to it. Because I've done this before, and I've come back to stuff that I've written like a year ago, just on the humbug. Like one day or a couple of days, I decided these couple of days I'm writing stuff down because I'm not as consistent as I could be, right? And I I do it more often than that, but I'm not as consistent as I could be when it comes to the actual journaling, is what you would call it. But when I go back to it, maybe because I want to journal something else or I decided to flip back, a lot of things that I wrote down sometimes, I didn't even work towards it and realize that it had came to fruition. Like, wow, this was something that I was visualizing. This is exactly what I have going on now is what I was visualizing a year ago or 3 years ago, and I'm here somehow. It manifested. So I'm. It's just real. It's just the universal laws are real, and that's why they're called universal laws. It's just the laws of the universe is real. So catch up on that. Like I said, I'm doing the meditation coaching. I haven't set my stuff up on the website yet because I have more to come. I'm expanding the website and things like that. But if you need to message me about it, and we can get more into detail, and I can go through the actual activities and walk you through it, and all that kind of stuff. It comes with different benefits, but with the coaching. But just hit me up. Also, you go to my website, the Gemini crystals, right? And there's more to come, not just the Gemini crystals, but it's going to be more to come. Um, and get you some crystal buddies. And that just takes me into what I got going on here. Um, I got I got 3 different crystals on. So thinking I got on my citrine, I got my tiger's eye, and I got my pyrite. I got all 3 of them. And I'm sorry, I normally don't get any much love, but some reason I'm getting a lot. But all 3 of these stones, just to keep it moving, all 3 of these are good for abundance and or whatever like that. I have some green aventurine, and I got my citrine pocket stone. I love to carry my citrine pocket stone around, and this one is not so. You see, it's like a little bit at the tip. But remember, crystals are alive. So, citrine pocket stone. I will be carrying this around because, like I said, these are my abundance slash prosperity. This is it. So, like I said, that situation that I just spoke about is leading me to this right here, right? And like, I don't know, but like my citrine here and then on my pendant, because I'm gonna have to get out in the world. So I'm not gonna just be at home, but I got my pendant, citrine pendant. This one is darker than this one. This one is like more pale, but like I said, you can see like the golden in it. But this is citrine is good for abundance. Good for abundance, right? I'm like, oh, my back is a little bit. I just sit up all day at work, so I need to be propped up right now. And I don't even like pillows like that, and I'm propping myself all the way up. But it's good for abundance, and it gets you enthusiastic about what it is that you're doing and working towards whatever it is that you're doing. But is and citrine has like all of these have clarity properties because all is citrine is a quartz. So it's going to be for clarification, clarity and amplification as well. But that's cool, neither here nor there. Then I got my my tiger's eye. My tiger's eye. Right? My tiger's eye. The Tree of Life tiger's eye is what I got on. I also got some tiger's eye over here. A couple of them. And a few different ones. But, like, I got it in the polished wand with the moonstone and amethyst. So it's in that collection. That's that same collection as the pink agate that I did a video on. And then the little smooth wands. I did a video on this as well. But it's the tiger's eye. Tiger's eye. Let's see. That's not right. But, and you know, all the darker colors, they're grounding stones as well. So give you balance, you know, balance. But the tiger's eye, it helps with like fear and anxiety as well. As well as well. I need this right now. I don't need to be having any anxiety about what's happening next. I don't need to feel like, oh my gosh, what if it's gonna cost $1,000? Oh no, I'm gonna be homeless. I don't need any of that. And this is gonna help me, you know, maintain my balance and not go over the edge and have an anxiety attack or anything like that. And it also helps with like decision making and discernment because I'm really good at that. I don't think a lot of people realize how good at it I am. I'm very sensitive to vibrations and I always have been. That's why if I come in contact with somebody that's feeling it very emotional, it's sometimes it's like I guess people call themselves empath. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a good thing, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but I'm gonna say it's a thing that I am. I am an empath. So I can feel your emotions when especially when they're strong. And you could be stone faced or pretending like everything's okay and I see right through it. That's why sometimes I might seem uneasy around you. I know you know. I'm and I'm just I'm talking about the people who know me. Well, they don't know. Wait a minute. They don't know. My sister, certain people knows, but a lot of people don't know that the way that I'm vibing is just solely off of you. I know and stuff. I just know. And I'm sort of, I don't want to say psychic, but I have I've had those situations where I've been spot on with, I don't even want to call it a reading, but I've known things to happen for sure to happen before it happens. But that's the whole thing with time. So I think anybody could tap into that. Some people are just more tapped in depending on, you know, their life. I mean, like their entire life, like their whole existence, not just during this lifetime, but maybe previous lifetimes or in the whole, your essence, your energy. Because we know, and I know it's getting more popular for people to say, energy cannot be destroyed. So when you pass or transition, your energy is still there. It's just up to you what you know, whether you um, remember things you know that you mastered from previous. Well, if you mastered it, you are gonna remember it. All right, that's the key is to keeping your memories. so that you can master this thing that we call life. And our purpose, whatever the universe's purpose is for everything happens in cycles, so whatever the purpose is that we're here to get to the next level. Some people say ascend or to expand. Well, consciousness is shifting. The paradigm is shifting. Consciousness is expanding. But some people are not going to be able to handle it. So, but then yeah, and then I have my pyrite. My pyrite. Um, pyrite. Pyrite. I know they probably all sort of look the same to you, but they're not. They're not at all the same. And I think I got another piece that looks more like. Oh, I'm trying to get my pillow together. But I think I have another piece. But that I can show or whatever. Alright. So this is another piece of pyrite that I have. It's the same what's up here. Same thing that's up here. But pyrite has like trace amounts of gold in it. Is what they call fool's gold. And it's the stone of luck. You know, the stone of luck. It's like right. It's like if you wanna move forward. So it's the stone of luck, and if you wanna like what am I trying to say? Be promoted or anything like that is good for that. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's no having this pyrite with the tiger's eye and the citrine is like the perfect combination of like prosperity stones. The perfect and it boosts like the prosperity properties of the other two stones. It boosted. So this is like on 1,000 right now. It boosted. So this is my 3, and that's why I have it on today, and because I need it, right? We all need it. I need it because I have things that I have to take care of, and I know that this is going to help me. I believe I'm going to do a gratitude walk again today, and I don't know. It's probably going to be less of a gratitude walk and more of a I need to walk and go get a couple of things, and I don't know if I'm get my car towed. But even if I get my car towed, I would want to walk to the shop, the one that I go to that's right up here, because I just need that exercise. I mean, everybody can use exercise. Everyone can use exercise. Go to the GeminiCrystals.com or Diamond_Diane to get you some. Oh, and like I said, we got the green aventurine, and the green aventurine is like it's like for manifesting. So I can show you the wand. It's a good manifestation crystal. Good manifestation crystal. Good to meditate with this. I don't even think it looks green aventurine-ish and sort of look like aquamarine in the camera, but no, it's actually not so blue and it's more green. And green aventurine can go anywhere from like a pale green to a dark green. Right? This one It's green with a little white tip, green aventurine, right? Green aventurine, this one. But they all are, these are the little wands that I have. Th- these are, I think they're so cute. The little pendants, little wand pendants. I think they're cute. And you can always triple them up. You can like take a green aventurine and put it with a clear quartz and or something like that. However you want to do it. But that works. That works. I also have the since we spoke on citrine a little bit. I'll probably do like a video just for the citrine, but I have some citrine stones pendants as well. Give me a second. And a few of them. And on the, I just want to do a side note because I don't know that I notated it anywhere. But see, dependent citrine. I don't know if you can really see the color. This one is more pale, but I can see the color in it. This I had one that was like really nice and had that really nice dark color, but it you can if you get it, you will see it. My camera on this laptop is just not so great. It's just not so great. There's nothing I can do about that, huh? Um, let's see if I got another piece that got some darkness to it. Darkness. See if it got some darkness. And I do have these chains. I send them with some of the pendants, but they don't really come. They don't really come with, I mean, you can use it until you get a chain if you don't have one. But it's really more about the pendant itself and less about the chain it comes with. Everybody doesn't have. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Well, I'm going to just let it go for right now, but because my camera is not great. But if you go to the GeminiCrystals.com, or you can get there if you're on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, Instagram Diamond_Diane, Facebook the Gemini Crystals, right? And you can on Facebook, pretty much all of the crystals are up there, pretty much, I believe. Maybe not, I'm not sure, but most of them are up there, and you can just peruse on Facebook. But I suggest you go to the website because the website has descriptions and different things, because you shouldn't be buying crystals for the colors. I mean, the colors are pretty. If you want to have different colors, that's fine. But you should know what the properties are. And again, crystals are alive. Crystals have crystal consciousness. And a lot of the descriptions, I'm hearing a lot of things lately, about how the crystals are like starting to change, like their properties are starting to change. So, for example, I've heard something like the rose quartz is no longer working for matters of the heart for some people. And, but you have to get your crystal. You have to bond with the crystal. You have to book. You have to form that bond, and you have to see what it actually does for you. Some people are more seasoned in it than others, but sure. But you'll know. Like I got my first crystals, and I think I told this story when I first opened the website. But when I got my first set of crystals, I saged them, and I did all kinds of stuff, and I went to sleep. Now I already told you I'm already psychically inclined, if that's the term, but I am already have like those abilities. It's not like on. It's not on demand. So it's not like I could sit here and read you. I'm not that fine tuned, but I have had psychic experiences when I guess it's most needed. Like maybe it's my, my higher self coming from the dimension, a higher dimension that is outside of time. Or because all time is simultaneous, you should check out Time in the Technosphere. It's probably a difficult read. There's some grammar errors. I was an English teacher one year, reading and writing for success a few years. So, I found a lot of, I could have been the editor for that book. But other than that, if you if your reading comprehension is up there, because it may be a little circly at times, seems like he's talking in circles, or you don't quite understand what's going on. It could be sort of confusing for somebody, but you will realize that all time is happening simultaneously. All of time, the past, the future, what we consider the present, is all happening simultaneously. Like everything is at the same time. So if you just know how to stand on that, if you is a diagram in the book. So like I said, go to the book. I don't have it on like readily available to show you the chart or whatever like that. I'm not about to get into it, but really good book. Basically, anybody can be outside of time. It's just some people have the ability already to be outside of time. So I've already been in the future and been able to come back and or spoke to my future self or spoke to my higher self or who what some people would say God spoke to them. I used to say that when I was a child. I used to be like, God told me that my sister was going to be born on July the 6th. And she was. And I don't believe she wasn't supposed to be born in July. That's not at least what my mom was telling me. I didn't. She wasn't even supposed to be born. And I was so serious about it. I was telling everybody. I was telling the world. Like, yeah. I think my cousin, he had brought it up the last time I spoke to him. Or one of the last times I spoke to him, he brought it up. And I was like, you remember that? So I'm like, dang, I don't know anybody. But yeah. So, and that's not it. It's more to that. It's more stuff that happens. And I think stuff like that happens for a reason. Like, it's a reason why God or my higher self or whatever it spoke to me at that time on the timeline, because it was probably something that needed to be corrected, and I was capable of making that correction by inserting myself at a place that maybe I didn't insert myself previously, or in a different dimension, which could have went sideways. So neither here nor there, but yeah, go to the Gemini crystals, and I feel like I missed the point. I was supposed to be making a point. Don't quite remember my point. Check out Time in the Technosphere. Said that. Um, yeah. Maybe another time. Maybe another time I'll come back to it and it'll be all good. Sorry I keep checking my stuff. But yeah, like I said, if that was that. That was about the citrine, the tiger's eye, and the pyrite. I sort of dumped them all together in the same little session. Like I said, I might get back to the citrine at a later date and go more into the citrine by itself. But this is my wonderful cocktail, my crystal trio. that I feel like that I'm going to surround myself with the energies from this crystal trio. I don't know how many days I'm gonna wear it. I don't know how many weeks I'm gonna wear it. I don't know if it's just gonna be for today, but I know that this is it for me right here. Then I get my other little stones and meditate or whatever. And just know that everything's going to be okay. And that's what everybody out there needs to know, is that when you come across something that may be considered a bad break, an obstacle, you need to learn how to redirect your mind from loss, sadness, fear, and like put it in a different direction, steered in a direction of success, motivation, optimism, love, and all that kind of good stuff. Just switch it up really quick. Do not entertain those thoughts, because your thoughts become your actions, and your actions becomes your life. That's your reality. You create your own reality. Okay. Well, until next time, I'll let you know if I decide to break up with my girl, if we get back together or not. But until next time, I'm wishing everybody wholeness, peace, prosperity, health, all that good stuff. All the stuff that you can put together in a mantra to make sure that when you're rebuilding yourself, you're rebuilding yourself whole. Because you're constantly rebuilding. There's no need to rebuild in ugly things, ugly thoughts, because thoughts of loss and lack lead to more loss and lack, and then you're in a perpetual cycle of loss and lack. And so that's the lesson for the day. And it's not just you that's in it, that's confronted by obstacles. It's just how you deal with them once you're confronted with them. All right. Again, go to my website, thegeminicrystals.com. I think that's good enough. Diamond_Diane. I'm going to put the link below. So click the link. Until next time.